Ladies and gentlemen, imagine for a moment, what if you had nothing to prove? No need to impress, no need to seek approval. What if, from this very moment, you could walk through life with the ease of someone who already belongs? You see, confidence is not something you earn, it's something you remember. You were born with it. As a child, you never doubted your ability to express yourself. You danced without fear of judgment, you laughed without restraint. So what happened? Somewhere along the way, society taught you to second-guess yourself. It whispered lies about needing permission to be yourself. But here's the truth. The moment you let go of the need to be accepted, you become free. Confidence isn't about being loud or forceful. It's not about pretending. It's about realizing that life is a dance, and the only way to truly move with grace is to stop thinking and start flowing. Right now, in this very moment, you can choose to step into your power. You don't need another technique. You don't need more validation. All you need is to trust yourself completely. And when you do, you will see confidence isn't something external. It's not a skill. It's a state of being. And once you step into it, it will change your life forever. So stay with me, because in the next few minutes, I'm going to show you exactly how to reclaim this power effortlessly. And once you do, nothing will ever be the same again. Confidence is your birthright. It was never something you had to earn, nor was it something that could be taken from you. It has always been there, waiting beneath layers of conditioning, doubt, and unnecessary self-judgment. When you were a child, you didn't hesitate to express yourself. You cried when you were sad, laughed when you were happy, and explored the world without the fear of failure or rejection. You were not concerned with how others perceived you. You simply were. That state of effortless being is confidence in its purest form. It is not arrogance, nor is it about proving anything. It is simply the natural state of existing without fear. Somewhere along the way, you were taught otherwise. You were told to behave, to be careful, to be mindful of what others think. You were given rules, expectations, and limitations not to protect you, but to mold you into something acceptable. And as you absorbed these messages, you started to believe that confidence was something external, something that had to be acquired through success, approval, or social validation. But that is the greatest illusion of all. Confidence was never something outside of you. It was never something that had to be built, only remembered. Look at nature. A tree does not ask for permission to grow, it simply reaches for the sky. A river does not hesitate before flowing, it moves effortlessly toward its destination. The sun does not doubt whether it should shine, it simply shines. You, too, are part of this same existence. You were not designed to hesitate, shrink, or suppress yourself. The only reason you do is because you have been convinced that you should. But the truth is, the moment you let go of these imposed doubts, confidence returns naturally. It does not come from thinking more, doing more, or forcing yourself to act a certain way. It comes from realizing that you are already complete, that you never needed permission to be exactly as you are. Confidence is not about being fearless. It is about embracing fear without letting it control you. It is about understanding that doubt is just a passing cloud in the sky of your mind. It is not who you are. When you stop identifying with those fleeting thoughts, something extraordinary happens. You return to your natural state, the state you were always meant to live in. Fear is the great illusion, the trickster of the mind that whispers doubts where none should exist. It is not real in the way that the ground beneath your feet is real, nor in the way that the air fills your lungs without effort. Fear is a story, a collection of thoughts, a projection of possibilities that have not yet come to pass. And yet, for so many, it feels more real than anything else. It dictates choices, shapes identities, and limits what is possible, not because it has power, but because it is believed. Imagine standing at the edge of a cliff, looking down at the ocean below. Your heart pounds, your mind races, and every muscle in your body tenses as if you are in immediate danger. But you are not falling. You are standing safe and still, yet the fear grips you as if the fall is already happening. This is the illusion. Fear tricks you into experiencing failure before it even arrives, and in doing so, it robs you of the present moment. Confidence is not about eliminating fear, for fear will always exist in some form. It is about seeing it for what it is, just a thought, just a feeling, just another passing cloud in the sky of your mind. The mind is an extraordinary machine designed to predict, analyze, and prepare. It creates images of what could go wrong as a way to protect you. But when left unchecked, it becomes a prison. It convinces you that rejection is unbearable, that failure is the end, that uncertainty is a threat rather than an adventure. And so you shrink, you hesitate, you wait for the perfect moment that never comes. But what if you step back and saw the trick for what it is? What if you realize that fear is only as powerful as the attention you give it? Confidence is not about forcing yourself to be fearless. It is about walking forward even when fear whispers in your ear. It is about recognizing that fear will always be present, but it does not have to dictate your actions. It is the difference between feeling the fear of the unknown and letting it stop you, versus feeling the fear and stepping forward anyway. When you truly understand that fear is only an illusion, you will no longer wait for confidence to arrive. You will simply be it. Life is not a problem to be solved, but a dance to be danced. Every moment, every interaction, every step you take is part of a grand unfolding, a rhythm that has been playing long before you arrived and will continue long after. And yet so many move through life stiffly, afraid of making the wrong move, afraid of stepping out of sync with what is expected. They hesitate, overthink, analyze every step, forgetting that the point of a dance is not to be perfect, it is to move. Confidence is not something separate from this movement, it is the very act of surrendering to it. A dancer who fears judgment will always be tense, always a fraction of a second behind the music, always caught between the desire to move and the fear of doing it wrong. But a dancer who loses themselves in the rhythm, who stops thinking and simply moves, becomes effortless. They are not concerned with whether their movements are correct because they are not performing for approval. They are simply dancing because that is what the music calls for. That is confidence, not something forced, not something rehearsed, but something that arises naturally when you stop resisting the flow of life. Look at the way water moves. It does not question its path, nor does it try to control the direction of the river. It simply flows, adapting, adjusting, moving with ease through every twist and turn. It does not demand certainty, it does not seek validation, it simply moves because movement is its nature. And you too are meant to move with this same effortlessness. But somewhere along the way you were taught to hesitate, to doubt yourself, to believe that there is only one correct way to exist. You were taught that mistakes are failures rather than just another step in the dance. But if you watch a great dancer, you will see that even their missteps become part of the rhythm. Even their imperfections add to the beauty of the performance. Confidence is not the absence of mistakes. It is the ability to keep moving despite them. It is the realization that there is no right way to live, no perfect script to follow, only a rhythm waiting for you to step into it. And the moment you stop trying to control every step, the moment you stop hesitating, something magical happens, you begin to dance effortlessly. The moment you stop seeking approval, you unlock a freedom most people will never experience. From the time you were a child, you were conditioned to believe that your worth depended on the acceptance of others. You were praised for being good, for fitting in, for meeting expectations that were never your own. And so, without realizing it, you began shaping yourself into something palatable, something acceptable, something that would not be rejected. But in doing so, you sacrificed something essential, your own authenticity. You traded the freedom of being yourself for the comfort of belonging. But true confidence is not found in approval. It is found in letting go of the need for it entirely. Imagine walking into a room, completely at ease, not because you are trying to impress, not because you have rehearsed the perfect words, but simply because you no longer care how others perceive you. You are not performing, not seeking validation, not bending yourself to fit some imagined expectation. You are simply you. There is a power in that, a presence that others can feel, an energy that is undeniable. Because when a person no longer seeks approval, they radiate something rare, authenticity. Think of the people who have left the greatest impact on the world. Were they the ones who played it safe, who sought approval, who followed every rule laid before them? No, they were the ones who dared to be different, who spoke their truth regardless of how it was received, who refused to let the opinions of others dictate their path. Confidence is not about being liked by everyone. It is about being real, even if it means being misunderstood. It is about realizing that external validation is a fleeting illusion, something that shifts with the tides of opinion. And once you see this clearly, you become untouchable. Most people live their lives waiting for permission to speak, to act, to be themselves. But no one is coming to grant you that permission. No one can give you the confidence you seek because it has never been outside of you. It has always been there, buried beneath layers of conditioning, waiting for you to stop seeking approval and start trusting yourself. And when you do, something profound happens. You stop chasing acceptance and start choosing it from within. Confidence is not about having all the answers. It is not about being fearless, nor is it about controlling every outcome. True confidence is the power of presence, the ability to exist fully in this moment without the need to escape, overthink, or seek validation. It is the art of showing up exactly as you are, without apology, without hesitation, and without the weight of the past or the anxiety of the future clouding your mind. Presence is the doorway to confidence because it removes the unnecessary noise that creates doubt. Think about the moments in your life when you felt the most alive. They were never the moments when you were lost in thought, consumed by worry, or trapped in the endless loop of what if. They were the moments when you were fully engaged, laughing with a friend, immersed in a passion, staring at a sunset with no thoughts at all. In those moments, you were not performing, you were not proving anything, you were simply being. That is the essence of confidence. Not a mask, not an act, but a complete acceptance of yourself in the now. Doubt creeps in when you allow the mind to pull you away from presence. It tells you to analyze, to prepare for rejection, to predict failure before it even happens. It convinces you that something is missing, that you need to be more, that you must fix yourself before you can be worthy. But confidence is not found in fixing, it is found in allowing. When you fully accept yourself in the present moment, you are free. You no longer wait to be ready, no longer hesitate before speaking, no longer live in the shadow of what others might think. You become effortless because you are no longer resisting yourself. People often mistake confidence for arrogance, but they could not be more different. Arrogance is rooted in insecurity, in the need to prove something. True confidence, the kind that is magnetic and undeniable, comes from presence. It does not need to be loud or forceful. It simply is. A person who is fully present commands attention, not because they demand it, but because their energy is undeniable. When you master presence, you stop chasing confidence, you become it. Not because you forced it, but because you finally allowed yourself to exist fully, without resistance, in the only place confidence can ever be found, right here, right now. Confidence is not about control. It is not about certainty, nor is it about having everything figured out. The greatest paradox is that true confidence comes not from grasping, but from letting go. It is found in surrender, in trusting yourself without the need for guarantees, without the need to manipulate every outcome. Life is unpredictable, ever-changing, full of unknowns. And yet so many try to build their confidence by constructing walls of certainty, by planning every move, by rehearsing life as if it were a script. But confidence is not a script. It is a dance with the unknown, a willingness to step forward without needing to see the entire path. Look at a bird taking flight. It does not question the wind, or does it demand of a promise that it will stay afloat. It simply spreads its wings and trusts. It moves with the air, adjusts to the currents, and allows itself to be carried. This is the essence of confidence, not a rigid belief in one's own superiority, but a deep trust in one's ability to handle whatever comes. A person who trusts themselves does not fear failure because they know they can adapt. They do not cling to outcomes because they understand that life is fluid, that no single event defines them. They move with ease because they are not resisting the flow of existence. The need for control is what kills confidence. The more you try to force certainty, the more rigid you become, the more fearful you are of making mistakes. But mistakes are not the enemy. They are part of the unfolding, part of the learning, part of the movement itself. The most confident people in the world are not those who never fall. They are the ones who get up without hesitation, without shame, without questioning their own worth. They do not see failure as proof of inadequacy, but as proof of life itself. To trust yourself is to release the need for perfection. It is to know that you are enough, even when you stumble, even when you don't have all the answers. It is to understand that confidence does not come from control, but from surrendering to the moment, from stepping forward with an open heart, from knowing that no matter what happens next, you will be just fine. As we draw this journey to a close, take a moment to feel the gentle shift within you, a soft reminder that confidence is not a destination to be reached, but a path that unfolds with every step you take. Embrace the truth that you were born whole, with an innate strength that no circumstance can diminish. In each moment, whether in the quiet stillness or amid life's vibrant chaos, remember that you already possess the power to trust yourself and to dance freely with the unknown. The whispers of doubt may resurface, but they are mere echoes of a conditioned mind, not the essence of who you are. Step boldly into your life with the conviction that every stumble is simply a graceful part of the dance, every challenge a note in the symphony of your existence. The courage to be authentically you is the spark that transforms ordinary moments into extraordinary experiences. Embrace this freedom, knowing that with each breath, you are writing a story of liberation, one where your inner light outshines every shadow of confidence, is not something you find outside of yourself. It is not granted by success, nor is it taken away by failure. It has always been within you, buried beneath fear, doubt, and the illusion that you need permission to be who you truly are. The moment you stop seeking approval, the moment you let go of control, the moment you embrace the present without hesitation, you step into your power effortlessly. Confidence is not about being perfect, it is about being real. It is about trusting yourself, flowing with life rather than resisting it, and knowing that you are already enough. And when you finally understand this, not just intellectually, but deeply at your core, your entire world changes. You stop waiting, you stop hesitating, and you simply become. And in that becoming, life opens up to you in ways you never imagined possible.